Today we are turning Resincrete and napkins into gorgeous holiday decorations. You can have this done in just a few hours and ready to gift to your favorite person. So grab your crafting supplies and let's get started. If you saw last week's project, you saw me go ahead and pour a bunch of molds, including these adorable reindeer and moose molds. I used Resincrete for this project. It's a water-based product, sort of like plaster Paris, but way better. And it mixes up with water and it sets in 30 minutes. So this project you can have done in like half a day easy. If you want more details, just go back to last week and watch that video. And I'm only filling these molds about halfway because I'm making decorations out of them. If you want a stand-up piece of holiday decor, go ahead and pour them the full depth of the mold. And they're ready to demold in 30 minutes. And because I didn't fill them up all the way, you can see there's a bit of an edge on the back. You just need to take your nail buffing block that you've probably seen in lots of videos and sand them down. You'll want to let these sit for another hour or two just to make sure all of the moisture is out of them before you begin our next step, the decoupaging part. So find your favorite napkins and let's get started. I've got these Christmas themed holiday napkins. And to separate your napkins, just take a piece of Scotch tape and stick it to the back side and it comes right apart. Easy peasy. Thank you to my viewer who gave me that suggestion. And now it's just about deciding which piece to place where. Sometimes I'll cut these napkins up and strategically place every star or tree or heart. But on this one, I'm just gonna make it easy. We're gonna decoupage one sheet all the way across the surface. And then I'm using a satin Mod Podge. Just going to coat him really well with my brush. And place the napkin. I'm going to show you a few other tips that I've learned in my journey of Mod Podging, so hang tight. And not all napkins are created equal. Some are thinner, they tear easier, some are thicker, they wrinkle more, so you just have to play and have fun, and you can always go back over with another piece of paper because it's very forgiving. At this point, your hands might start getting sticky if you're rubbing it out with your fingers. So grab a piece of plastic film. This is the back of a sticker, and it works perfect to rub out the napkin and get the wrinkles out without getting it stuck to your fingers and tearing the paper. Now let's move on to our second napkin. I really like the little swirlies in this. And then we just rinse and repeat.
Snowflakes and streetlights and covered trees. Kids like this stuff when it's up to their knees.
Isn't the little fawn adorable? And if you're wondering where I got my napkins and my molds, I will put a list of anything that I have links to and the supplies down in the description of my video. And with some of these products, there'll even be discount codes for you. Now for the moose, I think I'm just going to keep him simple and classic and use my chrome marker pens to paint his hooves and his antlers and just leave him white. I quickly realized that I cannot draw a straight line to save my life, so grab a piece of cardstock paper or anything to create your lines if you're anything like me. Now I am going to finish off the outer edges and the bottoms of his hooves, but first I'm going to let this dry so I don't get any chrome anywhere on the piece. And while that's drying, let's move back over to our decoupage deer. Now that they're all nice and dry, I'm going to trim these up. If you take a pair of scissors and cut into all the nooks and crannies, it'll help you fold the paper over more easily without tearing it. And then we just do the same thing. Put some Mod Podge down, brush it on, fold it over, work our way around. And I'm going to get all of these done, let them dry, head on back over to our moose, finish applying that marker to him so that he can dry. You can see I've got a little assembly line going here. I just want you to see how simple and easy this can be, and it's not too late to get a gift ready for the holidays to present to your hostess. Now, to clean up the rest of these edges, you can do a couple things. You can use a water pen. You just squeeze on it and water comes out of the brush, and then the napkin will kind of disintegrate. But on these, I went ahead and used my nail buffing block and just sanded it off on the edges. And once I got all of those cleaned up, I went back over the edges with another round of Mod Podge to tidy them up. And now I want to embellish these a little bit. I think the hooves and the antlers need a little bit of sparkle and holiday cheer. What do you think? I'm going to use my collection of glitter UV resins by J. Diction because I think they'll go perfectly with my little critters. And they do have sparkle, but I want a little more sparkle. So I'm going to grab some of my glitters and sprinkle that onto the UV resin before I cure it. I was a bit worried it wouldn't cure because of that layer of glitter, but it cured perfectly. Now, if you don't have UV resin, you can totally use Mod Podge or glue and just put that on there and sprinkle a glitter on there. I'm just looking for something that dries really quick so I can get these done for you. And I think their antlers need a little bedazzling too. I might be getting a little carried away with my glitter. I'm going to pop those under the light, cure them for a minute, and move on to some green and red UV resin for our other deer. And I also got these beautiful glitters from Resinrete that are perfect for our holiday theme. Not loving the red little fawn too much, but I think the green works. I think they also need a little bow around their neck, don't you? I've got this great bag of mini bows in some different colors, so let's give them all a little finishing touch with the bow. And now all we need to do is put on a hanger. I'm just going to use a flat-backed bail and adhere that with some E6000 glue. Let it dry and then use this beautiful ribbon to hang them with. And here we have our little Christmas deer and our finished mousse. You could even make these into napkin rings if you wanted. That was my original idea, but I went with the ornaments. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and everyone have a happy holiday season, and I will see you in the new year.